Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point, AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. If you'd like to join the conversation, weigh in on the Fort Hood thing. That trial is starting today. I'd like to know what you think about the Fort Hood trial. Major Hassan, the way our soldiers have been treated, because this is classified as workplace violence. They're not eligible for any combat medals. They are not eligible for the kind of medical care that's made available to veterans who have suffered war wounds. Same compensation is not available to them. And yet here you have Major Hassan collecting $300,000 in salary. He's still getting paid $80,000 a year. He's getting free helicopter rides. He's getting living accommodations specially designed for his medical condition. He has you and me paying for his entire defense. I want to know what you think about all of that. So we'll talk about the Fort Hood shooting and the trial that's taking place here. And also your comments, any reactions you have, observations in my conversation with Bob Vanderplatz of the Iowa Family Leader about the 2016 presidential campaign, and, you know, specifically kind of how you react to the possibility that an evangelical pro-family organization could play an absolutely central role in the 2016 campaign. I mean, if Bob Vanderplatz's event, the Iowa Family Leader Summit, if that became the de facto Iowa straw poll, you're going to have every major candidate, everybody wants to be the GOP standard bearer, is going to show up at that thing. They're going to be there. It's going to be the kickoff event. They are going to be pushed. They are going to be pressed on where they stand on social issues, and they will have to answer those questions. I mean, we're going to be able to separate the sheep from the goats right out of the chute by the way they handle themselves at the Iowa Family Leader Summit, if that becomes the de facto Iowa straw poll. So I'm, as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about that possibility. And that really, in essence, could put the evangelical community kind of in the driver's seat. I mean, we would be responsible for the first and perhaps the most crucial campaign event of that entire cycle. Could galvanize evangelicals, could motivate them. There'll be so much attention focused on that, and it will be an evangelically run event. So this could be an earth-shattering sort of development in American politics. Rob, before we go to the phones, would you grab clip number 7 for me? This is Peggy Noonan talking about one of the problems that the Republican Party has had, and I absolutely 100% agree with her. And I'd love to get your reactions even to what Peggy Noonan says. She's talking here about the GOP consulting class. Now, the consulting class, these are the highly paid people, the campaign strategists and consultants. They get paid top dollar to tell Republicans how to win elections. How they've been doing lately. Not too hot, if you ask me. Not too hot in 2008. Not too hot in 2012. But they are getting paid bundles of money, boatloads of money, wheelbarrows full of money to tell Republican candidates how to win elections. Their batting average is dismal. They're below the Mendoza line when it comes to batting average. And here's what Peggy Noonan says about the GOP consulting class.
I say one of the problems is that the establishment, if you will, of the Republican Party, including, say, its consulting class nationally and its presidential candidates, what they're trying to do is hit the target of what they imagine in their imaginations is the feelings and impulses of the base. They're not good at that anymore. They're not in touch with the ground in America anymore in a way that they used to be, and that's part of the problem. They're not aiming at a specific target. They're aiming at a target they can't fully see.
So that's Peggy Noonan, a commentator for the Wall Street Journal. I think she's exactly right. This entire GOP consultant class, start with Karl Rove. You want a face to go with the GOP consulting class. Karl Rove is your guy. He's exactly what Peggy Noonan is talking. Karl Rove hasn't clue one about what middle America thinks. He hasn't clue one about what grassroots Americans believe, what they want, what their values are, what they want to see in a political. He doesn't have any idea, and he doesn't care. He doesn't want to find out. So that gives him a very skewed view of what it's going to take for Republicans to win elections. Peggy Noonan right on target there. Let's go to the phones. 888-589-8840 is the number to call. Let's 888-589-8840. Let's begin with Hector if I can bring him in. Hector in Florence, South Carolina. Hector, welcome. What's on your mind?
A good day to you, Brian. Long time no talk.
Been a while. Good to have you back.
Yes, sir. I got some strong stuff here to say, very strong, so everybody strap in. Listen, anytime you got fear and injustice constantly going and you got debt mixed up all in one bowl, that's a nasty cesspool that spells nothing but downfall for any country. This government in charge here, our government over the years has been selling us out a little bit at a time to whoever, whenever, and however. But in this case, I believe this government here, and all you got to do is connect the dots, emasculating their military, running up excessive debt on top of debt, the lack of punishment to people, capital punishment, that is, to people that deserve to die and be executed for killing other people. They allow all this to continue going on along with other stuff. And what it amounts to is to weaken the country so far down that the people can't stand up and fight like they should because there's no justice. They're constantly in fear of what might happen next due to constant finagling of the government and so forth, and the debt. They're just weak being financially taken down. But in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say in close here, this is very strong what I'm about to say, but I believe this government is selling us out either in part or in full to the Muslim Brotherhood, Muslim to Islamic people, because you connect the dots, it all leads right there. And, it's a shame. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. And
all right, Hector. Well, listen, I appreciate the call. And, just to your last comment, President Obama, we find out this morning, is going to have a high-level meeting at the White House with representatives of the Muslim Brotherhood, talking about selling out this country, the infiltration of the Muslim Brotherhood into the upper structures of the Obama administration. John Brennan, who is the head of the CIA, these are the guys that are supposed to be responsible to get the intelligence on jihadist attacks against the United States of America that are coming from Muslims. That's where they're all coming from. They're all coming from Muslims. John Brennan is a Muslim. He is a Muslim convert, converted to Islam when he was in Saudi Arabia in the 90s. And he's the guy that's supposed to protect us from Muslims. He's a devout Muslim. He's a diehard Muslim. He believes what Muslims believe. And we're supposed to trust him to be protecting us from jihadist attacks that come from Muslims. I mean, that's how far gone. And President Obama is going to meet with representatives of the Muslim Brotherhood. And do not forget, the Muslim Brotherhood have a stated goal. This is their goal, using all of their 29 arms. I mean, the Muslim Student Association, CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations, that's a Muslim Brotherhood offshoot. The Muslim Student Associations, MSA, they are Muslim Brotherhood offshoots. The Islamic Society of North America, ISNA, it is a Muslim Brotherhood offshoot. And their stated goal is eliminating and destroying Western civilization through a grand jihad, sabotaging its miserable house from within. They want to sabotage America. They want to eliminate it. They want to destroy it. They've said it. We don't have to infer it. We don't have to, not even implying it. They're stating it. That's our goal. We want to eliminate and destroy Western civilization. So what does President Obama do with people that are known to be enemies of the United States? Their goal is to destroy us. What does he do? Invites him into the White House for a chat. All right, let's go to John in Lake Cross, Michigan. John, Lake Cross, Michigan, welcome. What's on your mind?
Yes, Brian.
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask you about, we did have 12 very godly people last time the elections took place, and all 12 of them fall down. And only one came out on top was Romney, and he lost. But what I was going to ask you is about the tariffs. Well, yesterday was the first time I heard about the kayak. And to me, everybody else is talking about the Muslim Brotherhood or Taliban. They left out one group. That was the biggest terrorist group we know of, the dangerous terrorist group we know of.
Are you talking about Al-Qaeda?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right. And I appreciate the call, John. Thank you for that. And Al-Qaeda's behind this. I don't know if let's grab clip number 1, Rob, if we can, because Al-Qaeda's been behind all this. And the Obama administration, they don't want to admit this. They don't want to talk about this. The media didn't want to talk about it because they know that President Obama and Joe Biden have said things like this in the past about Al-Qaeda. We know this is Al-Qaeda. These embassies are being shut down because of Al-Qaeda. A threat to 22 countries because of Al-Qaeda. Here is what Obama and Biden have been saying about Al-Qaeda.
There should be no doubt. Today, America is stronger, and Al-Qaeda is on the path to defeat.
We've decimated Al-Qaeda's leadership.
Al-Qaeda is on the path to defeat, and bin Laden is dead.
We've decimated Al-Qaeda Central. We have eliminated Osama bin Laden.
Al-Qaeda is much weaker than it was when I came into office.
Osama bin Laden is dead, and General Motors is alive.
The war in Afghanistan is coming to a close. Al-Qaeda is on the path to defeat. Osama bin Laden is dead. Today, the core of Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan and Pakistan is on the path to defeat. Their remaining operatives spend more time thinking about their own safety than plotting against us.
So that's President Obama, Joe Biden, and Rob, you might want to hang on to that. You want to use that again in the second hour, so let's keep that one kind of in the queue there. But, President Obama has been saying all along, Al-Qaeda has been decimated. We've got them on the run. They're not a factor anymore. And now we have people that are on the intelligence communities in Congress are saying, look, they're stronger than they've ever been before. They're more spread out. And they're more lethal than they ever have been before. They do not sound like they're on the run to me. And if we're the ones that are closing down embassies, if we're the ones that are getting people out of these countries, who's on the run? Not Al-Qaeda. It's us. Back after the news. Stay with us. Focal Point AFR Talk.